She hugged you first, and that was not an accident. Folks, let's be real. Most men don't know what to do in that moment. Your brain starts racing. Is she just being friendly? Is it comfort? Is it attraction? You don't want to mess it up, so you either freeze, overdo it, or play it off like it meant nothing. And then later you replay it in your head, wondering if you missed a window that won't open twice. Here's the truth. When a woman initiates a hug, she's not just touching you. She's testing closeness. She's testing safety. And she's testing your masculine presence in real time. The hug is the first checkpoint, but the real signal is what happens during those few seconds and right after. In this video, I'm going to break down what her body is actually communicating, how the length of the hug changes the meaning, and what she's reading in your breathing, your posture, and your calm. More importantly, I'll show you how to respond with quiet certainty so you don't kill the tension or invite doubt. You'll learn the difference between a quick, polite hug and one that lingers, what her eyes do after she lets go, and the one mistake that shuts her down. Stick with me, because once you understand this, you'll stop guessing and start leading. Let's get into it. Number 1. Why she hugs you first. Folks, let's be real for a moment. A woman does not hug first by accident, especially not as an adult. Especially not when she could easily choose a handshake, a wave, or polite distance. When she initiates a hug, she's making a choice, and that choice is driven by instinct more than logic. For most men, this moment creates confusion. You've been taught to assume it means nothing, to downplay it, to treat it as friendly behavior so you don't look foolish. But that advice ignores how female psychology actually works. Women communicate desire and curiosity through proximity, long before they use words. A hug is the safest form of physical closeness that still carries emotional information. It allows her to move into your space without fully committing to anything. In that moment, she's not declaring attraction. She's gathering data. She's checking how your body feels, how calm you are, how you respond to closeness, without forcing or retreating. Here's a real situation. David is 53, divorced, living in Denver. He reconnects with Susan, 47, a former co-worker, over coffee. When they stand up to leave, Susan steps in and hugs him first. It's brief but intentional. David stays relaxed, steady, and doesn't rush to add anything. Afterwards, Susan lingers. She makes eye contact longer. The hug wasn't the attraction. It was the test that opened the door. Another example. Michael is 58, married, attending a social event with his wife's friend group. One of the women, Karen, 50, greets him with a hug instead of the polite nod she gives other men. Michael doesn't tense up or joke it away. He stays grounded. Karen later positions herself closer to him in conversation. The hug was her way of checking his presence, not flirting outright. Let's be honest. Women initiate hugs with men they feel comfortable moving toward. Comfort doesn't mean harmless. It means her nervous system feels safe enough to explore proximity. Safety is the prerequisite. Curiosity is the reason. From a Stoic perspective, this moment is about observation, not reaction. Marcus Aurelius taught that the disciplined man observes impressions before acting on them. When she hugs you first, the wrong move is to label it too quickly. The right move is to stay present and let information reveal itself. Many men ruin this moment by overreacting internally. They stiffen, they squeeze too tight, or they pull away emotionally afterward to protect themselves. All of those responses send signals she reads instantly, not consciously but physically. The hug is not the message. It's the invitation to see how you handle closeness. Does your breathing stay calm? Does your posture remain steady? Do you seem comfortable being touched without needing more? Those answers matter more than words. Another scenario. Paul is 61, recently widowed, meeting Linda, 56, through mutual friends. Linda initiates a hug goodbye. Paul remains composed and warm without escalating. Days later, Linda reaches out to continue the connection. The hug didn't create attraction. His response confirmed it was safe to feel more. So understand this clearly. When she hugs you, first, she's not giving you a green light. She's opening a checkpoint. She's watching to see if you are grounded, centered, and emotionally regulated. Before we go further, reflect on your own experience. If this sounds familiar, drop a comment with this line: "I've noticed this." Stick with me because this is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll talk about why that hug is rarely just friendly and what most men completely miss about it. Don't go anywhere. Number 2. A hug is not just friendly. Folks, let's be real. A hug is one of the most misunderstood signals between men and women. Society teaches men to label it as polite, harmless, or meaningless. But female psychology does not operate on labels. It operates on sensation, proximity, and emotional reading. When she chooses a hug, she is choosing closeness over distance, and that choice carries information. A friendly hug exists, but it is brief, automatic, and emotionally flat. What most men miss is that many hugs are not about greeting or goodbye. They are about assessment. A woman uses touch to gather data that words cannot provide. She feels your posture, your breath, your tension, and your calm. In seconds, she learns more than conversation could reveal. Stoicism teaches observation before reaction. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that impressions are not truths until examined. When you assume a hug is just friendly, you skip the examination. You miss the signal entirely. A hug becomes meaningful when it is intentional, when it is chosen instead of required, when it happens in a moment where distance was an option. That intention shifts the meaning from courtesy to curiosity. She is not declaring desire. She is checking how you handle closeness. Most men make two mistakes here. They either inflate the hug into fantasy or dismiss it into nothing. Both reactions are driven by insecurity. The disciplined response is neutrality with awareness, calm presence without projection. Epictetus taught that self-command is the foundation of strength. When you remain composed during physical closeness, you communicate stability. Stability is what allows attraction to breathe instead of collapse. A hug is also a test of polarity. Does your energy stay grounded or does it spike? Do you remain centered or do you retreat? Do you hold space or rush to fill it? These micro-responses tell her whether closeness with you feels safe and interesting or awkward and uncertain. Let's be honest, if hugs were meaningless, women would avoid them. They do not. They choose them carefully. Especially with men, they are still evaluating. Touch is efficient communication. Stoic philosophy emphasizes consistency of character. Seneca warned that impulsive reactions reveal inner disorder. If your behavior shifts after a hug, if you become overly eager or withdrawn, you reveal that disorder. The body notices inconsistency faster than the mind. A hug is not just friendly because it bypasses logic. It goes straight to the nervous system. Women are highly attuned to this channel. Men are often blind to it because they rely on words. The correct response is not escalation or avoidance. It is presence. You remain as you were before the hug, calm, grounded, unchanged. That continuity tells her that closeness does not destabilize you. This awareness keeps you composed, observant, and steady, which is exactly what allows attraction to unfold naturally without force over time, not instantly. Consistently. This is where many men lose the signal. They think attraction requires action. In reality, attraction often requires restraint. When nothing changes, tension remains alive. Marcus Aurelius wrote that true power is remaining yourself in every circumstance. A hug is one of those circumstances. Before we continue, anchor this insight. Drop a comment with this line: "I see the signal. Stay with me because this is just the beginning. In the next part, we will break down the risk she takes by touching you first, and why that risk matters more than the hug itself. Number 3. The risk she takes touching you. Folks, let's be real. When a woman touches you first, especially in public or mixed company, she is taking a social and emotional risk. Touch is not neutral for women. It exposes intention. It opens her to judgment, misinterpretation, and rejection. That is why this signal matters more than most men realize. For a woman, initiating touch is a calculation, not a conscious one, but a nervous system decision. Her body asks, is this man safe, grounded, and socially calibrated? If the answer were no, she would keep distance. Touch is permission to enter her space, and a test of how you handle it. Here's a real situation. John is 55, divorced, living in Austin. He reconnects with Michelle, 49, a friend from years ago at a small dinner gathering. When she arrives, she hugs him first instead of offering a wave. John stays relaxed, his posture steady, his breathing slow. Michelle smiles differently afterward and stays near him all evening. The risk she took was rewarded by calm presence, not pressure. Another example. Eric is 60, married, attending a charity event with colleagues. Sarah, 52, someone he knows professionally, touches his arm briefly while speaking, then later initiates a short hug goodbye. Eric does not lean in or pull away. He remains composed. Sarah's tone softens, and she follows up with warmer communication days later. Her body tested. His response passed. Let's be honest. Women do not touch men they feel unsure about. Touch creates vulnerability. If you misread it, overreact, or act awkward, she absorbs the discomfort. That is the risk. She is trusting you to regulate the moment. Stoic philosophy frames this clearly. Marcus Aurelius taught that the best response to any impression is measured action. When she touches you, the impression is intimacy. The measured action is steadiness, not escalation, not withdrawal. Many men think the risk is theirs, that if they misinterpret, they look foolish. In reality, the larger risk belongs to her. She is the one opening a door that cannot be unseen. That is why restraint matters so much here. Another situation. Mark is 58, recently retired, meeting Linda, 54, through friends. During a conversation, Linda steps closer and brushes his shoulder, then later hugs him when leaving. Mark stays present and does not chase the moment. Linda later admits she felt safe being expressive around him. The risk she took created trust because he did not exploit it. Epictetus reminded us that self-command is freedom. In these moments, self-command is attractive. When you govern your reactions, you show maturity. That maturity reduces her risk and increases her comfort. The mistake most men make is trying to turn risk into reward too fast. They assume touch equals permission. It does not. It equals opportunity to demonstrate character. When you honor the risk by staying calm, you create emotional safety. Safety does not kill attraction here. It confirms it, because it is paired with presence, not need. This is why patience, awareness, and emotional control matter more than clever moves in moments like these. For every man watching. Before we move on, reflect on this. If you have felt this moment before, drop a comment with this line: I respect that. Stick with me because this is just the beginning. In the next part, we will break down what her body is actually testing during that hug and why most men never notice it. Number 4. What her body is testing. Folks, let's be real. When a woman initiates a hug, her body is not looking for reassurance. It is testing stability. Her nervous system is asking one question in several layers. Can this man stay grounded when closeness enters the space? Words do not answer that question. Behavior does. The body tests before the mind decides. That is why this moment matters. She is not evaluating your personality or your intentions. She is evaluating your regulation, how you breathe, how you hold tension, how you manage proximity without rushing or freezing. Stoicism understood this long before modern psychology. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul becomes dyed by the quality of its responses. In moments of closeness, your response colors the entire interaction. Calm dyes it with safety, tension dyes it with doubt. The first thing her body tests is your nervous system. Do you stay relaxed or do you spike? A spike can look like excitement, nervous laughter, tightening, or sudden performance. None of those feel dangerous, but they do feel unstable. Stability is what her body is scanning for. The second test is emotional containment. Can you feel closeness without immediately needing more? Desire that spills outward too fast feels uncontrolled. Desire that is contained feels strong. Epictetus taught that no man is free who cannot govern himself. Self-governance is felt physically before it is understood intellectually. The third test is presence. Are you actually there, or are you already thinking ahead? Many men disappear mentally the moment touch happens. They plan, they imagine, they strategize. The body notices absence instantly. Presence communicates respect and confidence. Her body is also testing consistency. Does your energy change after the hug? Do you become eager, distant, performative? Consistency tells her that closeness does not destabilize you. Inconsistency tells her it does. Seneca warned that impulsive reactions reveal inner disorder. After a hug, impulsive behavior signals disorder. Calm continuity signals strength. Strength is what allows attraction to deepen safely. Another layer of the test is boundaries. Not rigid boundaries, natural ones. Do you respect the moment without exploiting it? Do you allow closeness without claiming ownership? This balance tells her that intimacy with you has structure. Let's be honest, most men fail these tests quietly. Not because they are bad men, but because they were never taught what was being evaluated. They thought attraction was about escalation. In reality, it is about regulation. This is where Stoicism becomes practical. The Stoic response is not indifference. It is measured engagement. You feel the moment fully, but you do not let it move you off center. That discipline is attractive because it feels safe and rare. If you want to build this level of self-command consistently, consider joining the channel membership. That is where we go deeper into regulating emotion, holding masculine frame, and applying Stoic principles in real interactions without confusion. Before we move on, take a second to reflect. If you have noticed this test before, drop a comment with this line: "I understand this." Stay with me because this is just the beginning. In the next part, we will talk about why the length of the hug matters and how a few extra seconds can change everything. Number 5. How long the hug matters. Folks, let's be real. The length of a hug is not random. It is information. A second too short signals caution. A few seconds longer signals curiosity. That extra heartbeat is where the body decides whether closeness feels safe, interesting, or awkward. Most men focus on whether a hug happens. Very few pay attention to how long it lasts. That is a mistake. Duration is the language of comfort. When a woman allows a hug to linger, she is allowing her nervous system to stay open. She is not committing to attraction. She is sampling how your presence feels when time stretches slightly. Here's a real situation. Kevin is 52, divorced, living in Phoenix. He meets Rachel, 46, at a friend's backyard gathering. When they greet, Rachel hugs him first. The hug lasts just long enough to feel intentional, not rushed. Kevin stays relaxed, arms steady, breathing calm. He does not tighten or pull away early. Rachel releases the hug with a soft smile and stays close in conversation. Those extra seconds mattered. Another example. Stephen is 59, married, attending a professional mixer. Laura, 50, greets him with a quick hug that lasts barely a moment. Stephen mirrors calm and lets it end naturally. Later, Laura initiates a second hug goodbye, slightly longer this time. Stephen remains composed. The change in duration shows increased comfort, not escalation. Let's be honest, women adjust hug length based on feedback. If a hug feels tense, it shortens next time. If it feels grounded, it lengthens. This feedback loop happens quickly and mostly below conscious thought. Stoicism helps here because it teaches regulation. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a man should remain the same in every condition. When the hug extends, your job is not to act but to remain. That sameness is what allows duration to grow safely. Another scenario. Brian is 61, widowed, meeting Diane, 55, through mutual friends. Diane initiates a hug goodbye that lingers for a few breaths. Brian does not add pressure. He does not speak. He simply stays present. Diane later texts that she enjoyed how calm he felt. The length of the hug created memory because nothing disrupted it. Men often ruin this moment by trying to control time. They squeeze to hold longer, or they pull away too fast to avoid misreading. Both moves break the signal. Duration is not something you take, it is something you allow. The body notices micro-reactions, tension in the shoulders, shallow breathing, sudden movement. These cues end hugs early. Calm allows them to finish naturally. Another example. Andrew is 47, living in Chicago, dating Melissa, 43. Early hugs are brief. Andrew stays steady each time. Weeks later, hugs lengthen without discussion. Melissa feels more comfortable initiating closeness because nothing about Andrew's energy changes. Let's be real. Longer hugs are not about romance. They are about safety plus curiosity. When those combine, attraction can grow without pressure. Stoic discipline reminds us that restraint preserves power. Seneca warned that grasping turns pleasure into weakness. In hugs, restraint keeps the signal clean. Paying attention to duration separates awareness from ignorance in moments like this. Before we move on, if you have noticed hug length change over time, drop a comment with this line: "I've noticed this. Stick with me because this is just the beginning." Next, we'll talk about how she reads your masculinity in those few seconds and why that reading matters more than words. Number 6. She's reading your masculinity. Folks, let's be real. When she hugs you, her body isn't reading your intentions, it's reading your masculinity. Not the performative kind, the quiet kind. The kind that shows up in how you breathe, how you stand, and how little you need the moment to go a certain way. Masculinity at this level is not about dominance or confidence statements, it's about regulation. Can you remain grounded when closeness enters the space, or does your energy shift the moment touch happens? Her body notices that shift instantly. Women read masculinity through physical cues, not logic. Your breath either stays slow or speeds up. Your posture either remains open or tightens. Your hands either feel steady or uncertain. None of this is conscious. It's nervous system to nervous system communication. Stoicism understood this long before psychology gave it language. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a man's character is revealed by what he does when he is unobserved. A hug feels unobserved, but it isn't. Her body is watching everything. One of the biggest mistakes men make is thinking masculinity is expressed through action. In moments like this, masculinity is expressed through stillness, the ability to remain the same when stimulus appears. That sameness signals strength. She is also reading emotional containment. Can you feel closeness without needing to convert it into more? Desire that leaks feels unsafe. Desire that is held feels powerful. Epictetus taught that no man is free who is not master of himself. Mastery is what her body responds to. Another layer she reads is presence. Are you actually in the moment, or do you disappear mentally? Planning, fantasizing, or strategizing pulls you out of your body. Absence is felt immediately. Presence communicates respect and certainty. Let's be honest. Masculinity collapses when a man starts performing for an outcome, trying to impress, trying to escalate, trying to lock something in. Those moves feel subtle to men, but loud to the nervous system. Stoic discipline trains you to remain oriented inward. Seneca warned that the man who is ruled by desire loses command of himself. When desire enters and you stay calm, you demonstrate command. That command is read as masculinity. She is also reading how safe she feels being expressive. If your energy spikes, she pulls back. If your energy stays steady, she opens more. Masculinity creates space. It does not crowd it. Another truth most men miss is this. Masculinity is consistency across moments. Not how you act during the hug, but how you act immediately after. If your tone changes, your posture changes, or your behavior shifts, the reading turns negative. Stoicism teaches consistency of character above all else. Marcus Aurelius reminded us to remain the same man in every condition. A hug is one of those conditions. Remaining the same tells her that closeness does not destabilize you. This is why some men feel grounding and others feel draining. Grounding men regulate the space. Draining men need the space to regulate them. The body always prefers the former. Masculinity is not proven by taking. It is proven by not needing to. When you don't grasp, you don't rush, and you don't withdraw, you project calm authority. Before we move on, if this resonates with your experience, drop a comment with this line: I see this. Stay with me, because this is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll talk about what changes after the hug and why her behavior afterward is where the real signal lives. Number 7. What changes after the hug? Folks, let's be real. The hug is not the signal most men should obsess over. What changes after the hug is where the truth sits. That's the part men miss because they relax too soon, or they project meaning before they watch what she actually does. After a hug, her nervous system recalibrates. She's checking how she feels now that closeness happened. Lighter or tense, curious or guarded, pulled closer or pushed away. Your behavior in the next 10 seconds either confirms safety and steadiness or it plants doubt. Here's a real situation. Tom is 54, divorced, living in Portland. He meets Rebecca, 48, through friends for drinks. Outside, Rebecca hugs him first. Tom returns it naturally, stays relaxed, then steps back without changing his tone. He doesn't rush to talk. Rebecca doesn't bolt. She stays, holds eye contact a beat longer, and asks, "So when are we doing this again?" The hug opened the door. What followed was the message. Now compare that with another moment. Chris is 59, married at a fundraiser. Angela, 52, greets him with a warm hug. Chris is fine during the hug, but right after he turns overly chatty, like he needs to prove something. Angela smiles, then creates space and redirects attention elsewhere. The hug didn't fail. The shift after did. So what changes when interest is real? First, proximity. If she felt good in your space, she often stays in it. She doesn't immediately step back to her safe distance. She lingers at your side instead of drifting away. Second, her eyes. After a meaningful hug, eye contact often returns softly. Not a stare. A calm look that says, "I'm still here." If she avoids your eyes or looks busy right away, she may be resetting boundaries. You'll also notice her shoulders relax, her breathing slows, and she keeps her body angled toward you. Third, her voice. Many women get slightly quieter after a hug that lands. The tone becomes warmer, less social, more personal. That shift is her body staying in connection mode. Here's another example. Mike is 61, widowed, meeting Carol, 56, through a social group. Carol hugs him goodbye. Mike stays unhurried and grounded. After the hug, Carol touches his forearm as she speaks, then pauses, waiting. Mike says, "I enjoyed tonight, let's continue this," and stops. Her smile widens. She agrees. Again, the hug was a checkpoint. The behavior after was confirmation. Let's be honest. Most men ruin this phase by filling the air. They explain. They lock in plans too fast. They try to grab certainty. That pressure collapses, the space attraction needs to breathe. Stoicism teaches the opposite. Marcus Aurelius wrote that clarity comes from seeing things as they are, not forcing them. After the hug, your job is to stay the same man, calm, present, unchanged. When you stay steady, you allow her nervous system to open. When you chase meaning, you trigger caution. The hug is the spark. The moments after tell you whether the fire can grow. Before we move on, if you've noticed this shift after a hug, drop a comment with this line: "I've seen this." Stick with me, because this is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll talk about how men ruin these signals without realizing it, and what to avoid if you want attraction to keep building. Don't go anywhere. Number 8. How men ruin the signal. Folks, let's be real. Most men don't miss the signal because they're clueless. They ruin it because they react instead of regulate. The moment closeness appears, their behavior shifts. And that shift is exactly what collapses attraction. The first mistake is overinterpretation. A hug happens, and the mind races ahead. He starts assigning meaning, imagining outcomes, and planning moves. That mental jump pulls him out of presence. Her body feels the absence immediately. What felt calm a second ago now feels unstable. Stoicism warned about this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. When a man leaves the moment to chase meaning, he abandons the one thing that created attraction in the first place. The second mistake is emotional leakage. After the hug, he becomes warmer, louder, more eager. He asks questions too fast. He fills silence. He tries to lock something in. To him, it feels like interest. To her nervous system, it feels like pressure. Desire needs space. Pressure collapses it. Epictetus taught that freedom comes from self-command. When a man cannot contain excitement, he gives away power. Containment is not coldness. It is control. And control reads as masculinity. The third mistake is withdrawal disguised as coolness. Some men swing the other direction. They minimize the moment. They pull back emotionally. They act indifferent to protect themselves. This creates confusion. Her body opened, and now it feels shut out. That mismatch triggers doubt. Stoicism never taught avoidance. It taught balance. Seneca warned that extremes reveal weakness. Over-engagement and emotional retreat are both extremes. Both break trust. Another common error is changing behavior after the hug. Tone shifts, energy shifts, pace shifts. Inconsistency tells her that closeness destabilizes you. Stability is what she was testing for. When it disappears, so does attraction. Men also ruin the signal by seeking validation. They look for confirmation in words. Did you feel that too? Are we good? When are we seeing each other again? Validation seeking turns attraction into obligation. Obligation suffocates desire. Stoic philosophy emphasizes dignity. A dignified man does not beg for reassurance. He observes reality and responds with intention. Observation keeps the signal alive. Interrogation kills it. Another mistake is performative confidence, trying to impress, turning charm up too high. making jokes to mask tension. Performance feels hollow because it is. The body senses when behavior is not grounded in authenticity. Marcus Aurelius reminded us to be the same person in every condition. When a hug changes who you are, it exposes fragility. When it does not, it confirms strength. Men also ruin the signal by rushing outcomes. They treat the hug as a green light instead of a checkpoint. Touch does not equal permission. It equals opportunity to demonstrate character. When you rush, you fail the test. Let's be honest. Attraction grows when nothing is forced. When you stay calm, when you stay observant, when you let moments land without grabbing them. Seneca wrote that true power lies in restraint. In these moments, restraint is not passive. It is active discipline. It keeps desire alive by not smothering it. The solution is simple but not easy. Stay present, stay consistent, stay grounded. Feel the moment without needing it to become anything else. That self-control is what most men lack and what most women respond to. Before we move on, take this in. If you've ruined a signal like this before, drop a comment with this line: "I've done this." Stay with me because this is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll talk about the calm response she actually wants and how to lead the moment without overreacting. Don't go anywhere. Number 9. The calm response she wants. Folks, let's be real. After a hug, a woman is not waiting for words. She's waiting for your emotional temperature. The calm response she wants is not silence, and it's not enthusiasm. It's steadiness. The kind that tells her nothing inside you got shaken. Most men think a calm response means doing nothing. That's wrong. Calm is not passive. Calm is controlled engagement without urgency. It's the ability to stay present without trying to steer the moment too hard. Here's a real situation. James is 56, divorced, living in San Diego. He's meeting Laura, 49, someone he's been casually seeing. At the end of dinner, Laura hugs him first. James returns the hug naturally, then steps back, smiles, and says, "I enjoyed tonight." He pauses. No pressure. Laura stays close, asks about his weekend, and later texts him first. His calm response made space instead of closing it. Another example. Robert is 62, married at a neighborhood gathering. One woman, Elaine, 55, hugs him warmly goodbye. Robert doesn't change tone. He doesn't joke it away or lean in emotionally. He stays polite, grounded, and unchanged. Elaine leaves relaxed, not guarded. Calm maintained boundaries without awkwardness. Let's be honest. The calm response she wants feels boring to men who crave certainty. There's no spike, no rush, no immediate payoff. But that's exactly why it works. Calm keeps the nervous system open. Excitement closes it. Stoic philosophy is clear on this. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a man should meet every impression with composure. A hug is an impression. Composure is the response. The calm response includes 3 things. First, steady body language. No sudden movements, no tightening, no pulling back too fast. Second, consistent tone. Your voice doesn't jump in pitch or energy. Third, emotional containment. You don't ask for reassurance. You don't escalate prematurely. Another situation. Daniel is 48, living in Seattle, dating Monica, 45. Early on, Monica initiates hugs at the end of dates. Daniel stays relaxed and lets silence exist afterward. He doesn't rush plans. Over time, Monica becomes more expressive, initiating longer hugs and deeper conversations. Nothing changed except Daniel's consistency. The calm response also respects timing. You don't chase the moment immediately after. You allow distance to do its work. Distance after closeness creates contrast. Contrast creates desire. Epictetus taught that strength is shown by what you can tolerate. Tolerating uncertainty without reacting is masculine strength. When you don't need to know where it's going right now, you signal confidence in your direction. Many men fear that calm will be read as disinterest. In reality, calm is read as self-possession. Disinterest feels cold. Calm feels safe and intriguing. Let's be real. Women don't crave chaos. They crave emotional steadiness paired with presence. Calm is not lack of desire, it's desire under control. If you've ever felt this moment and handled it well, drop a comment with this line: "I stayed calm." Stay with me because this is just the beginning. In the final part, we'll talk about how to lead without overreacting and why restraint is what keeps attraction alive. Number 10. Lead without overreacting. Folks, let's be real. Leading without overreacting is the final skill that ties everything together. This is where attraction either stabilizes or collapses. Leadership in moments of closeness is not about directing her behavior. It is about directing yourself. Most men think leadership means action, saying something, doing something, moving things forward. But in female psychology, leadership is often felt through restraint. The man who can stay grounded when emotion is present communicates security without words. Overreacting comes in many forms: excitement, explanation, justification, withdrawal, humor used to deflect tension. All of these are reactions. Leadership is response. A response is chosen. A reaction is automatic. Stoicism draws a clear line here. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you always have the power to decide how you respond. When you lead without overreacting, you demonstrate self-command. Self-command is the root of masculine authority. Leading means setting the emotional pace, not speeding it up, not slowing it down out of fear, simply holding steady. When you hold steady, others naturally adjust to you. This is true in relationships, business, and every social interaction. A man who leads himself does not chase certainty. He allows clarity to reveal itself over time. That patience communicates confidence. It tells her you are not dependent on immediate outcomes. Overreaction often comes from needing reassurance, needing confirmation that the moment meant something. Leadership releases that need. You trust your presence enough to let things unfold. Epictetus taught that if you want to be invincible, make peace with uncertainty. In attraction, uncertainty is not a problem. It is the space where desire grows. Men who panic inside uncertainty try to control it. Men who lead remain calm within it. Leading without overreacting also means consistency. You do not become warmer or colder because a moment felt intimate. You do not shift tone to manipulate outcomes. You remain aligned with yourself. That alignment is what people trust. There is also responsibility here. Leadership does not exploit vulnerability. When closeness appears, you respect it. You do not rush it. You do not withdraw from it. You hold it with care. Stoic philosophy emphasizes dignity. Seneca warned that men lose dignity when they allow desire to govern them. Leading means desire exists, but it does not drive. You decide when to move and when to wait. This kind of leadership feels subtle, but its impact is deep. Women feel it as safety mixed with intrigue. Safety because you are regulated. Intrigue because you are not predictable or needy. Most men think attraction is created by adding something. In reality, attraction is preserved by removing reactions, removing urgency, removing fear, removing the need to control. When you lead without overreacting, you become the calm center of the interaction. That center invites trust. Trust allows desire to stay alive without pressure. This is the discipline Stoicism offers. Not suppression, not coldness, clarity. The clarity to act deliberately instead of impulsively. At this point, the work is internal. Watch yourself. Notice when you want to rush or retreat. Choose steadiness instead. That choice is leadership. When you master this, you no longer worry about signals. You become the signal. And that is where attraction stops feeling confusing and starts feeling natural. Quiet strength always speaks loudest over time. Folks, today we broke down what really matters when she hugs you first. Not the hug itself, but the signals before it, during it, and especially after it. You learned how her body tests stability, how men accidentally ruin attraction, and why calm, grounded leadership is what keeps desire alive without force. If you want to go deeper into mastering these moments with Stoic discipline and masculine clarity, consider joining the channel membership. That's where we train self-control, emotional regulation, and real-world application without confusion. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss the next video. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow.